Thanks and welcome to the 6:15 with me, Kejang Henry, at Thimbe, our headlines. A Nigerian national is currently napping in the interim in Douala after being accused of raping and sodomizing his 6 children. The eldest child being 14 and the youngest 1 year 2 months old. In a major drug bust at the Kometu mixed security checkpoint near Yaoundé, authorities have intercepted approximately 250 kilograms of cannabis cleverly concealed in 5 travel bags and a suitcase. The crackdown has led to the arrest of 2 suspects now in custody at the Ekabita Mendum Gendarmerie in Lekki Division. And Prime Minister Chief Dr. Joseph Dian Gutin has officially inaugurated a state-of-the-art cement plant in Figu, North Cameroon. The multi-billion CFA francs facility is expected to slash cement prices, create hundreds of jobs, and stimulate construction across the northern regions. Those were our headlines. The 6:15 news rolls on in a split second. You are welcome back, and you can check out us on our respective platforms for continuity. We begin here in Douala, where a Nigerian national is currently napping in the interim as he's accused of having sodomized and raped 6 of his children. The eldest is 14 years old, while the youngest is 1 year 2 months old. And according to some sources, the suspect has been threatening families or the family while struggling to conceal that information or the act until the wife had to file a complaint. D. Morin has been chasing that story for us.
A Nigerian businessman identified as Okechukwu appeared before the court of first instance in Douala on Thursday, June 13, following allegations of sexual abuse against his 6 children, aged between 1 year 2 months right up to 14 years. He is said to have raped and sodomized the children. The case has drawn significant attention, with family members, including the children's grandmother and an aunt, seeking justice for the victims.
He raped all those children.
According to family sources, the sexual abuse of the children reportedly began 2 years ago. Medical examinations have revealed extensive injuries and destruction of the children's private parts, suggesting prolonged and repeated abuse. The eldest child, a 14-year-old girl, along with his siblings, allegedly endured continuous sexual abuse from a man they called their father, their biological father, with threats from him to prevent them from speaking out.
He told to my daughter that I will put you in pieces. I will put you in pieces and I will kill all your family. You poor family, you can't do anything for me.
The mother, believing her husband would change, refrained from reporting the abuse until June 5, when she filed a formal complaint at the judicial police after establishing medical reports. Okechukwu, the alleged rapist who operates a business in Douala's Central Market, was detained by the judicial police in Bonanjo for a week before his court appearance this Thursday, June 13. The family is in a state of shock and distress and is calling for justice and protection of the children involved.
I want the Cameroonians to bring justice to this problem.
Efforts to speak with the children's mother were unsuccessful as she remains inside the courtroom during the proceedings.
Well, we are very sure that Maureen will fill in all that story for us throughout. As schools shut their doors for the long vacation, parents in Douala already strategizing, charting meaningful ways or paths to keep their children engaged, from enrolling them into skills training programs and sending them to their ancestral villages. Families are redefining holiday routine. Details with Sherifa Saleh.
In Douala, the long school holidays have triggered a wave of planning among parents eager to ensure their children make the most of the break. For many, the priority is keeping their children engaged in constructive activities.
During the long holidays, parents should engage their children in activities such as first aid training and other diverse programs. When I am at home, I allow my children to watch television only for 3 hours. If you give them too much liberty, they become unruly. In my view, children must be guided to stay on the right path.
But not all parents abide to that. Others see the holidays as a rare opportunity for their children to reconnect with their cultural identity. Some are sending their children to ancestral villages to learn traditional values, language, farming, and folklore from others.
It is dangerous out there, so I don't let my children take part in just any activity. I prefer taking them to the village where I know they will be safe.
While urban centers like Douala push forward with technological and educational advancement, many families still value the grounding that comes from traditional village life.
Parents should send their children to their villages so that they can learn about our African culture. Instead of watching movies all day, they should take part in activities like sports.
As the holidays unfold, one thing is clear for many families in Douala: the break from school is not just a pause, it's an opportunity.
And over in BLM, we think to that division that has been a shadow of itself following the security crisis, and with the return to calm, examination candidates are running off with the GC examination. They were encouraged to strive for success. Our Southwest Chief Correspondent, Ines Ondwambala, reports.
The BLM division in the Southwest region was yesterday heavily affected by the socio-political unrest plaguing the English-speaking part of Cameroon. Today, life is gradually returning to normalcy. Inhabitants and farmers who in the past abandoned their homes and farms have resumed activities. Schools have opened their doors and are officially functioning. After a successful school year, pupils and students are taking on the General Certificate of Education, Ordinary and Advanced level. In Wabane, Alo and Menji, students of Form 5 and Upper 6 are sitting in for the General Certificates of Education, Ordinary and Advanced level. Class 6 pupils just ended the first school living certificate 1 week after the written part of CAP. The senior divisional officer of the BLM division has visited a total of 7 examination centers to ensure a smooth conduct of the first school living certificate and the General Certificate of Education, Ordinary and Advanced level. Ambang Fabienka congratulated examiners, invigilators, school authorities, and candidates for their effort in striving for a hitch-free examination in the BLM division. No incident has been recorded so far since the start of the written part of the examination. It should be noted that security measures have been put in place to preempt danger.
Thanks very much, Ines Daniel Odwabala. Wish our people of the BLM division, and of course, a happy return to peace. And in a lead up to the World Refugee Day 2025, the spirit of resilience and inclusion took center stage in Yaoundé, where over 80 young people from diverse backgrounds gathered at the headquarters of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and of course they were out to exhibit arts. Our Yaoundé Chief Correspondent, Beatrice Nkama, reports.
Young refugees aged 15 to 24.
Oh, we are sorry for that, the poor quality of the report. We are going to come back to it. Meantime, Prime Minister, Head of Government Chief Dr. Joseph Dian Kuti has officially inaugurated a state-of-the-art cement factory in Figure, that is in the north region of Cameroon. This is making a major step forward in the country's push to industrialization. And of course, regional development, the multi-billion plant is expected to slash cement prices, create jobs, and of course, stimulate construction. Details in the following report. Prime Minister Chief Dr. Joseph John Kuti, on behalf of the head of state, has officially commissioned an ultra-modern 60 billion CFA franc cement and clinker plant in Figueroa, north region of Cameroon. The state-of-the-art facility, owned by Smencam, is set to produce up to 500,000 tons of cement annually. Speaking during the inauguration on June 12, 2025, Chief Dr. Joseph John Kuti emphasized that the factory will reduce the country's reliance on clinker imports, help retain capital locally, and improve national cement production. He noted the project reflects President Biya's commitment to the North, highlighting other major initiatives like the Garwa Regional Hospital and the upcoming rehabilitation of the Ngaundiri-Garwa Road, supported by the Islamic Development Bank. The Director General of Smencam, Xavier Legrand, told the press that the plant will supply cement across 3 northern regions and potentially export to Chad. The investment is expected to create around 1,000 jobs and ease the pressure on cement prices, which have been rising sharply in recent years. And in a major breakthrough at the Kometu security checkpoint in Yaoundé, authorities have actually intercepted a consignment of 250 kilograms of cannabis. The illicit haul was smuggled and carefully concealed in travel bags. We have the details from Yaoundé with Bonaventure Ati.
In this traveling bags and suitcase, clothes had been replaced with fresh.
It's rather unfortunate we might not have that report soon, but then let's move on to the digital world, where some young people are currently crafting their own in the digital space. Abo Gladys Diban tells us that, well, this is the new generation of digital scientists.
Long-standing challenges persist in the agricultural sector in Cameroon, with smallholder farmers still facing a lot of obstacles.
The very first of the challenge that we have is accessibility to our farms and the mechanization of the farms. We also have another challenge, the high cost of inputs. The very last challenge that we actually have is a credible market.
Responding to these issues, a digital platform has been launched to facilitate the commercialization of agricultural products and inputs within the cassava, maize, and chicken value chains. Analysts maintain that while the digital solution represents a significant step forward, it is only one piece of the puzzle.
This solution is a very good solution. We have so many of them out there. But the biggest problem is to make sure that farmers abide to such technology. They ought to be trained. The second thing is to create the right infrastructure that will make sure that our farmers are able to transport their goods from farm to market. And secondly, we have to make sure that the logistic infrastructure to take those goods and services to consumers are put in place.
The farmers to have inputs at a cheaper rate, because the cost of inputs is very high. They should also create storage facilities, dry units and storage facilities around the region.
Officials from the Cassava Interprofessional Platform in Cameroon have voiced concerns regarding the exclusion of key actors within the industry in the project. They assert that for the platform to serve as a genuine market equalizer, it must incorporate robust communication tools to disseminate accurate pricing for both sellers and buyers.
The price of Yaoundé should be equally the price of Ekondotiti. The price of Ekondotiti should equally be the same like it is in Bamenda. So a market system where prices are not yet determined makes it very difficult. That's why I'm calling on this new platform to meet the stakeholders in this domain for us to work together.
The initiators of the new online portal, cassavamarketplace.com, hope that by using this platform, the rate of food waste in farms and markets will drastically reduce.
Thanks very much, Ambo Gladys Diban, for that report. And deposed 5 years ago by the Secret Society of the Mugam village in the Bengue subdivision, that is in the northwest region of the country. 35-year-old Rodrigue Fogwe, the 11th, has been reinstated into his function as the traditional ruler. Of course, that was after negotiations, very long negotiations between the traditional council, the administration, and the Kenley Foundation, which initiated and brokered, of course, the deal that celebrated that old new king a few days ago. We have details with Latte Cynthia, and of course with curls from our Northwest Chief Correspondent Annie Collins.
Sunday, June 1, 2025 marks a new dawn for the people of Mungem village in Bengue Central Subdivision in Momo Division of the Northwest region. Their traditional ruler, whom they dethroned 5 years ago, has been re-enthroned. The 35-year-old Fogwe Rodrigue the 11th was blamed for some wrongdoings, including abandoning the palace.
In our village, we have rules and regulations. We have traditional support, but maybe in another way. I'm saying
much water having gone under the bridge, it took the initiative and effort of some elites and the administration for the ceremony to come to fruition.
If we sleep in the palace, it therefore means that all of us have to join hands and build the palace also.
To avoid similar problems in future, the old new fund will soon see the palace a livable place.
It is always very easy to create or to cause problems, but to make peace is why it's more difficult. And that's why you see a lot of persons in courts today.
I want this my people that the errors of the past will never repeat itself again, because this is already a new dawn. This is a new me. So I've gone through a lot. I've passed through challenges. I've passed through a lot of things. So I've learned. I've gone through a lot of school of thought. I've learned a lot from my errors in the past.
Being a third-class fundum, the ceremony was chaired by the DO from Bengue, who launched a campaign for parents to send their children to school.
Now my duty as a parent, now my duty as an administrative authority, now my duty as graphic picking, where I identify inside the mistake where all we be make them. Say it is time we fix that mistake.
Also in attendance was a college of funds of the Meta clan, who warmly welcomed back one of their youngest colleagues.
Thanks very much, Cynthia Latte, and long live the king of Mugen village in Momo Division. And that draws the curtain for this edition of the 650 with me, Kejang Henry Atembi, in which we got information that the Prime Minister, head of government, has inaugurated an ultra-modern cement factory in Figil, that is in the north region of Cameroon. Lil Pijul is tossed right ahead with the debrief, the actuality. From all of us, it's goodbye.